Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Simon. We are the Whales of Wall Street. First of all, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. And we're nearly on 600. Can you believe it? So please do that if you haven't done so already. And like this video if you find it informative. So today, without further ado, we are going to go into Ethernity chain. So we've done a video quite recently of these guys. So those that don't know, that's ERN on exchange, which we'll go on to in a second. But let's go into this one because this is mental. So I think we covered this in the last video. There was the Messi verse campaign going on with these guys. So some really cool Lionel Messi NFTs that are available on the marketplace. And of course you have to use the ERN tokens to obtain it. How much do you think this thing went for? Well, it's in the title, so you've probably guessed it already. Now, I couldn't believe it when I was reading it. So first of all, the golden one, which is this nice, cool, funky NFT. I'm not quite sure what you do with these still. I know that when blockchain gaming takes off properly and virtual showrooms and things like this, or maybe even like digital photo frames in your room and stuff like that, maybe. But this one, $9.6 million. 3,000 ETH was spent on this. Lionel Messi, unbelievable player, probably the best, if not the best, in our generation. I say our generation, being just over 30, 33. In my lifetime, there's him and Ronaldo, pretty much, is right up there, yeah. So I get that, but there's only one edition of it. That kind of makes sense as well. So for football fans, you can't. This is the thing I mentioned in a previous video. You can't put a value on something if someone loves it that much. It might not just be about money for this guy. He's just wanted it because he loves football, loves Lionel Messi. And he is a collector, that's for sure. So this guy, T-Rex, we'll go on to the marketplace in a second, but he's purchasing a lot. So fair play to him if he's got that much money to throw around on digital non-fungible tokens. But like I said before, I've got things like Pokemon cards in the cupboard. All the really rare ones, really good ones, they're not things that I would sell. I just like to know that I have them. I don't play with them, obviously. That's something I did when I was a lot younger. But they're just not even there for a rainy day. I just can't part way with them. There's something big in my history, in my mind, my memories, to not want to get rid of them. So that's my reason, and I'm sure other people have many reasons as well. The other thing to mention here as well, so Maluma, I think, is quite a big singing artist. I don't know his work myself, but he's very popular, as I can see on his social media and other areas as well. Some really cool creators. Just by the way, the guys that make this one called Boss Logic, check their stuff out. Absolutely unreal. And I have such admiration. I mean, I've worked in an environment for many years in marketing and stuff where I've been around some unbelievable creators and designers. And this stuff is no different in its own way. Absolutely insane creativity, and fair play to these people for having that kind of career and creative mindset. It's absolutely brilliant, and hats off to you. Really do appreciate the work that these guys put into it. So they do quite a lot of stuff, and there's loads of other ones like Impossible Brief. I think there's a few other artists. Visual Lab is quite a popular one as well. So this marketplace is made up of loads of things, and this particular one with the artists, they've essentially rendered, if you like, the artist's face. So there's loads of cool NFTs coming out for that, so check that out. That launches on the 28th of August, so you might see a bit of price change in the market on that particular token, which we'll go on to towards the end of this video. But check out the marketplace, some really cool stuff. If you go onto any of these, you can basically see like who owns them, whether they're for sale or not. So this is not got any for sale, so you can see the ones that have already been purchased and what prices they got on that. So some of these $989, some have put them at ridiculous amounts of money, $106 million. Oh, it's number one. Wow, okay, this makes more sense now. Obviously, boxing, again, is one of those unique sports that you have really big, massive fan bases that are really engaged in this sport. Totally understandable from a collectible item perspective. And this is what I love, actually. I did a video recently on some other projects similar to this, and you actually think of the NFT principle. If you go to an event like, say, Comic-Con or something, and you go up to a stand, whether it's a game stand or someone selling products and this, that, and the other, and you scan the QR code. And because you scan the QR code, and you've gone to their stand, they'll in return give you like an NFT, like maybe an NFT version of one of their products, or it could be in gaming perspective, it could be like a character, licensed character like Pokemon or Luigi, Mario, whatever. And I think that's quite cool. So as well, you get like the leaflets and the brochures of the company and stuff, as well as a really cool token like this, and limited editions, one edition or loads of editions, or like editions based on those kind of events. And that's just events. I'm talking about like other things like gaming, commercial advertising opportunities, branding opportunities. So there's really no end to this NFT space in my opinion. But back to this, it's really cool sport related functionalities. There's also loads of other random stuff like astronauts and 3D models of satellites and things. So really do go check this marketplace out. I can see why ERN is so popular, and you know, people will want to obtain the tokens to get these kind of things. So I think you use the ERN tokens for an aspect of it, and you pay an Ethereum. I think that's how it works. Double check that for the next video for you. But yeah, some really interesting things on here. Artwork, tickets, games that you went to, football games, soccer games, concerts. It's really endless, and historic stuff like this, Armstrong's footprint. There's loads of other cool like astronaut things, and of like original negatives that they then digitalized as like first edition kind of thing. So it's really cool. So keep an eye on their Twitter account as well for more updates on that. And that kind of wraps up like the quick updates I wanted to give you on that. But before we go, let's just jump straight into the chart, and we'll do a bit of an overview on where we are with that. If I can kindly get the screen out. Here we go. Cool. So sorry about that. There we go. So at the moment, we had the Lionel Messi kind of announcement break up to here. Of course, general growth of the market as well, and the natural profit taking, which we have seen, to be fair, across the board in multiple crypto assets over the last 48 hours. So this is expected. And I also think this is perhaps a tail off, maybe people missing out on certain NFTs and thought, I don't want this anymore, get rid of it. So there's loads of little variables, I'm sure, towards this drop, including the general market decline that we've seen on corrections of profit taking. So what I'm interested here is this support line, which we drew in the last video. So it's kind of actually matched up to what we have here, which is good. It means we're right on that one. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we have a bounce off this kind of like 16 cent level, which we have done 2 occasions in the last 48 hours. So it'd be really interesting if we can close on that, and maybe one more day, we could see an upside again. And especially with the announcement of this artist, Maluma, was it? Apologies if I got that completely wrong. What are we looking at here? Maluma, apologies. So that's, I think, something of interest if you're interested in music and things like that. And then again, we could be looking back at the 20, testing that support line again or resistance line at $22. I'm not sure how quick we'll get to there, but it's certainly a target. And in terms of the data, there's not a gigantic amount of data here, but we have had a couple of support strengths in the lower regions already. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it potentially coming lower to test these regions again. So you've got to bear that in mind. And the reason I'm mentioning that as well, on the RSI, we're pretty level in terms of the midpoint. So it could go either way, up or down at this kind of stage, to be honest. And if you zoom in a bit more, please do let me know if I'm ever in the way or anything in the comments. You can see the MACD just about here crossing over. So this is kind of like a bearish move at the moment, which might indicate that we might see a bit more downside. But let's see what happens in the next 48 hours, and I'll let you know if I see anything drastic. I'll put a quick update video out there for you as well. So we're in a strong buy position as well on this chart. So currently floating just over $17. Like I said, we're in a bit of a limbo moment here. I would anticipate that we might test these regions here, but I think this is one of those kind of like tokens that's more adapted to what it's about. And I think with this and things like Kokomi or Omi tokens, it's very much receptive to what they're doing as announcements and things, as opposed to just general market profit and taking kind of thing. There's a bit of that in there, of course, but I do believe that this is very much a centralized movement around announcements. And I'm sure we'll see that across the board with big spikes or certainly generative growth as we hear new updates come out. So that's kind of wrapped that video up, guys. Please do let us know in the comments below if you're holding any ERN tokens, or indeed, more importantly, if you're holding any NFTs through ERN. I'm really interested to know how you got on with the transactional process, and what NFTs you're holding as well. And in fact, actually, just open it up. Do you own any NFTs in general? Let us know in the comments below what you've got. I'm really interested to know how you use them, or what you plan to use them for, or if they're just there for a rainy day, or you just love collecting stuff like I do. Let us know. Once again, please do like this video if you found it informative, and please do press that subscribe button, including the little bell next to it, so that you get the notifications of all the awesome videos we throw your way. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you and Ethernity Chain on the moon. See you in the next one.